Out of over 200,000 Muslims in Montreal, only a few dozen women regularly wear the niqab in public. But when an Egyptian immigrant was kicked out of a government-financed French language class for refusing to uncover her face, she filed a human rights complaint and set off a firestorm. The Quebec government supported the expulsion and has proposed legislation that would bar anyone wearing the niqab face covering from receiving government services. That means the women would be barred from schools, non-emergency health care, daycare facilities, and courtrooms, among others. Government employees would be barred from wearing the niqab as well.
In the studio with us, we have...
During her weekly Montreal radio show, SAMAA ELIBYARI reads letters from listeners and articles about the proposed law.
What people are ignoring is that Muslim women are human and deserve to be treated with dignity, regardless of whether we agree with their choices or not.
She's spoken with a number of niqab-wearing women and says they've chosen freely to wear the garment.
Actually, all of them have been quite vocal that this is their decision to wear the veil.
The bill's supporters, citing lack of human rights for women in countries like Afghanistan, say the niqab is a symbol of oppression. They say women are being forced to wear it under pressure from male relatives, and they need a law for their own protection. The debate has split the Muslim community here.
When a woman comes in niqab to a school in Montreal, we tell her go home. What is the difference between Taliban and the government of Quebec by doing that? I think we have a lot of underlying xenophobia and racism and discrimination and prejudices within our society that we have to address.
Author TAREK FATAH founded the Muslim Canadian Congress to advocate a liberal, secular society.
So it is utter hogwash to suggest that Canada has somehow, or Quebec is somehow Islamophobic. There is a fear of radical Islam, and that is not irrational, because we as Muslims are scared of Islamists.
He believes defenders of the niqab have an agenda that includes allowing Muslim men in Canada to have multiple wives and the adoption of Sharia law.
We were very clear that this had nothing to do with religion. It was a political symbol. Many of these Islamists can pull the wool over the eyes of, what I call bleeding heart liberals. But we are Muslims. We know that there is no foundation to covering of the face in Islam.
Polls show an overwhelming 80% of all Canadians and 95% of Quebecers approve of banning the niqab. The proposed niqab ban could be adopted in the next few months, but opponents are already planning to challenge it in court. Rob Reynolds, Al Jazeera, Montreal.